So Mr. I. Jones of Glamorgan, the referee, gets this game away. The gates were closed half an hour before the kickoff, because here, of course, are two sides who know what the customer wants. They put adventure above all else, and entertainment, prepared to take a few risks. Kidd, now Best, looking for speed. Well, that was his first flash in the game, and he nearly made it count. Georgie Best. Tremendous acceleration by Best. And Bobby Ferguson with the goal kick. Hurst to Boyce. To Charles. Going towards Hurst. Good throw by Stepney after a good save under pressure from Hurst, and finding Kidd. And now Best away. Ryan is streaking into the middle, and Kidd. But no problem for Ferguson. Brian Kidd into Georgie Best. Crerand is free on the right. Here's Crerand making work for himself and giving a throw in to West Ham. So unlike Pat Crerand. Bobby Moore. And now Jimmy Ryan. Good aggressive dribbling, and very nearly giving noise chances. It's still not away. Aston off the line. Aston going in again. Well, that was a good, brave piece of goalkeeping by Ferguson, and typical sparkling play by Law. And here's a chance for Law again to show no. Hurst away. Good shot by Hurst on the volley. Nobby Stiles. And there goes the whistle for half-time, in fact, with the first half gone, where neither side really has shown quite the attacking, skillful football they're capable of. Dennis Law going off, Manchester United skipper, and Nobby Stiles. And I suppose the tremendous capacity crowd that has been queuing here from about 9 o'clock onwards this morning could hardly have expected to find a half-time score of West Ham 0, Manchester United 0. So we start the second half then all square, which is indeed how the first game between these two sides this season finished at Old Trafford in September. That was 1-1. And now it's Fitzpatrick for Manchester United to Dennis Law. Aston, who spent most of his time on the left wing, and now Stiles. It hasn't really been a great season for United in the league. Of course, they're lying 11th, but they're also, of course, in the semi-final of the European Cup. Bobby Moore. And Peters taking advantage of that little misjudgment by James. But in fact, James has been penalised. And so it's a free kick to West Ham. And Bobby Brown, the Scottish team manager, on the left of that picture. Here probably to have a look at Dennis Law. Bonds just failing to get it across. Peters. And Sisson's closing in. That wasn't very far away. United seemed content to feel that that one had gone past, but it hadn't. James putting his side in a fair bit of trouble, and what a great deal of slackness there was in that last minute or so amongst the whole of the Manchester United defence. So as you see, we've got the England team manager here and the Scottish team manager here this afternoon at Upton Park. Alex Stepney, a man who's not so far, of course, from being England's goalkeeper. He must be amongst the top three. And Sissons very neatly beating Fitzpatrick to Hurst. His able ally Peters up with him. Together they've scored 52 goals for West Ham this season. Hurst and Peters. There's Peters. Martin Peters, who himself has scored 22 of that 52 goals, 30 of them going to Geoff Hurst. Aston. Boyce. Hurst calling for it and getting it. Playing it off to Bonds, to Peters. Bonds playing much more as an inside forward this half to strengthen West Ham in the centre of the field a bit, perhaps. Moore. Hurst, and here's Bonds again in the centre. That very nearly bounced well for them too. Law. Kidd is offside, or at least the linesman's flag is up. Mr. Jones agrees. Oh, free kick by Moore to Best, playing it off to Kidd, and Best still going through. Not away yet. Beautiful control by Best still, but Moore getting a third attempt to stop him. So corner to Manchester United. Aston going over to take it. Kidd is on the goal line. The white figure there just in front of the goalkeeper. And Sadler has also gone right up. Law too, with this brilliant header of a ball. And the linesman claiming that Aston has put the ball outside that little crescent by the corner flag. Peters, almost into his own goal. Headed away by Bobby Moore. What an extraordinary piece of play by Peters. Just as well that Moore was watching and was on the line to save the situation there. Headed off the line by this man. And Styles read that very well, because Peters looked for all the world as though he was going to flick it outside to Hurst, but his side instead decided to switch it inside. But Styles giving away this corner. And it really has turned into a terrible afternoon now as this corner comes across. Peters! Took that well on the volley. Fitzpatrick. Best. Aston and Best almost fighting each other for the ball there. Ryan. Hurst flicking it on well for Sissons. Brooking is up there as well. Well cleared by James, but only as far now as Peters. Still going on, Peters! Just over! And now it's fair. Really, there's a surprising lack of understanding in the West Ham attack this afternoon, but here's Best for Manchester United. Billy Bonds. Hurst. To Peters. Moore advancing as well, and Sissons. Here's Moore, but Best with him. Good shot! And Kidd to Styles. Referee Jones allowing it to go on. Styles coming to West Ham's rescue with a bad pass. And now Boyce. Moore. To Boyce. And Peters almost getting in there. Good reading though by Sadler. And now Best away. Brooking in pursuit. Oh, between Boyce's legs. Law. Aston up with him and Kidd in the middle. Aston. Oh, what a wild one. Well, he'll be a little annoyed with himself, yes, for not banging that one in. And with something like 3 minutes to go now, there won't be many more chances like that for John Aston or anybody else. Charles. Law falls, as you might expect, not being able to get a grip with both feet. And it's Bobby Moore for West Ham. And Martin Peters didn't seem very interested in that pass that was a couple of yards behind him. And there goes the final whistle. A game that, by reputation, promised a good number of goals, but in fact, none have emerged. And so Manchester United take a point away with them back to United, and both games between these two sides this season have finished in draw. 1-1 up at Old Trafford and 0-0 here at Upton Park. And so the full-time score here then, West Ham United 0, Manchester United 0.